come over. And a Happy New Year.
This is the Main Event, Marked Podcast, brought to you by the Unhinged Sports Radio Network and the Belly Up Podcast Network. I'm your first host, lifelong wrestling fan, former radio guy, and cat dad. I am Troy, and with me as always is the WWE Walking Wrestling Encyclopedia, the Main Event Collector, and the Figure Collecting Warrior. He is the Matt Morgan to my Crimson. He's Greg. What's up, Greg?
I got a better haircut than him.
Well, yeah, well, you'll never main event Starrcade with Matt Morgan's haircut, okay? Maybe that tan, but not that haircut.
Every time Bischoff says some stupid crap like that, I lose a little more respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, I love
the haircuts.
I know, I love Eric Bischoff, but yeah, the two things that will live in infamy is him talking about, well, you know, Sting showed up, he was supposed to main event Starrcade, and he wasn't even tan. That one blew my mind. And then, you know, after he's been hanging around the rafters for a year. And the other one is the thing about, well, how can you take, you know, a giant seriously with that kind of haircut? Like, I don't know, because he's big and imposing.
Because, you know, the Big Show has always been known for his great hair.
Yeah.
Andre
right.
the Giant with his afro.
My thing, I want to know, I want to know, is he still intimidated by Brock Lesnar and his man bun? Or when Brock came out in his overalls and his man bun, was he like, how can I take this guy seriously now?
It got even whiter on SmackDown this past week. You know, the overalls on and like a checkered like coat with like the fur inside that you would see in like 20-degree weather. Something you probably see in the norm there.
Good Lord. And
and this guy is getting whiter and whiter as we speak. I mean, whatever teaches him, but damn, dude.
And he has a flip phone, so, you know, there's that.
No, that's just being old, to be honest, though. So he's covering all kinds of tempos.
I know, it's like, are you like a 70-year-old white guy from Alaska? Like, what's going on here?
Tony Khan will love him, dude. He's covering every demo. Think about that.
Yeah, right. Wow. Anyway, man, today we are going 10 years back in history to cover Final Resolution 2011. And this was from a time when you and I were super into TNA. It was the Bobby Roode era.
You and I may have watched this together.
Pretty darn sure we did. I know this was a can't-miss main event for me. The show itself, not to spoil, you know, our ratings or anything, but the show itself was really good. I feel like most of the time this event was good. Yeah, I can't think in my head, or off the top of my head, you know, any major Final Resolutions, but, you know, that's, like I said, that's without me having any reference right in front of me. But this was, you know, a big time for Bobby Roode, just starting his epic title run. I think, a month before this?
It was off the chain, dude.
Oh my gosh. I think, was it you and I that disagreed about that? Because I always said I liked his instrumental theme better, and you said you liked this one better?
Yeah, I like this one better.
Okay. I like the instrumental one just because it sounded so freaking epic. I'm like, damn, now that's a champion. God dang it, pal. Listen to that music.
One thing that always turned me off about TNA's music, and they have some great themes, but man, they use Dixie's husband for like every song.
I know.
It's like, damn, dude.
I know. It got to be like downstate in WWE there for a while. It's like, all right, guys, calm down.
I mean, I guess I'm going to assume he did it for free. Probably. Yeah. It's probably a safe bet, but damn, dude.
Probably did it for royalties or notoriety, you know, whatever.
No, James Storm's theme was like awesome. I'm not knocking the guy. It's just he did too many.
Yeah, he did. Are you talking that last one he did? Ain't No Great, or no? It was the other Johnny Cash song.
The current one, whatever, for when he's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember because he's had so many freaking themes. I think he's done literally all of James Storm's themes. Because there was that one, you remember when he was the heel? He was like the cult leader or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the name. It's like a dark group.
Yeah. Well, it was like a remake of a Johnny Cash song. I can't remember the hell it was. But anyway, doesn't matter. Long necks and rednecks is one you're thinking of, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But getting into this, man, it's TNA Final Resolution. Before we dive into the news and notes, though,
we're going to take a break to let you know that the Main Event Marks is sponsored by Fanatics. Get all of your officially licensed sports gear before Christmas at fanatics.com. The link is down in the podcast description that you should use. Just let them know that the Main Event Marks and the Unhinged Sports Radio Network sent you. Also, we are sponsored by Swift Lifestyles. Give the gift of clean energy drinks and focus enhancers, great tasting vitamins and big brain nootropics this holiday season that are made and shipped from the USA. Go to swiftlifestyles.com and use our special promo code MAINEVENTMARKS. That's all one word, and you get 15% off your order. Also, don't forget to follow us on our Linktree account. There you can see all of our social media, our YouTube, all of our podcast links, and much more. You can check out our swag shacks on Bonfire and Redbubble as well. Get some sweet, sweet merchandise. That is linktr.ee/main event marks. All of our links are right there on our Linktree account. Again, that's linktr.ee/main event marks.
But right after this break, we're going to dive into the news and notes. Right after this.
Follow us on Twitter at @mainevent_marks, Instagram at @mainevent_marks, and at @maineventcollector, and Facebook at facebook.com/main-event-marks-pod. Get ready to rumble in your new Main Event Marks merchandise. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, masks, hats, stickers, pins, and much more on our Redbubble store. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com. You can also pick up some awesome clothing items with the latest updated show graphics on our Bonfire store. That's bonfire.com/store/main-event-marks. Support your favorite retro wrestling podcast and pick up some cool swag on our Bonfire and Redbubble stores. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com and bonfire.com/store/main-event-marks.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan McCarthy and I'm the host of the No Credentials Required podcast. Start your work week with the Monday Drop-In, where I talk about the sports beat in the Capital District, also known as the Mighty 518, as well as Metro New York sports from an upstate point of view. I also give a life lesson from a weekly sports story, so you might learn something from that. I also have a midweek podcast where I interview different sports personalities and talk about a wide array of topics. Take a listen and subscribe on your preferred podcast app, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Also check out our social media channels on Twitter and Instagram, BellyUpNCR, and Facebook.com/BellyUpSportsNCR. We're a part of the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network in association with Godzilla Media. No credentials required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
The Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts. Go to our Linktree at linktr.ee/main-event-marks.
And we're back.
We're back.
Don't forget, all of our links to the podcast, our YouTube, our social media, and our swag shacks are on our Linktree. That's linktr.ee/main-event-marks. Check it out. Let's dive into this with the news and notes. First story here. I'll say there's some funny stories in this, but nothing like huge and groundbreaking in the news happened around this time. I don't believe so. But first thing here, WWE will tape Tribute to the Troops on Sunday, December 11th, 2011 at the Crown Coliseum in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Do you remember the first year that they stopped going to Iraq?
I don't remember the first year, but I remember when they stopped. It stopped
Yeah.
being interesting to me, honestly, when they stopped going to Iraq.
I know. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like the set, the servicemen and women around the ring, and I like JBL coming out in the hazmat suit. That was funny. He was like, next time you guys start a war, make sure there's a bar nearby.
At least bring some kegs, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, right. WWE. This is the most funny story we got here today. WWE took their live events website offline Wednesday afternoon after numerous nude images were published in the photo gallery. The website features an unmoderated section, because, that's always a smart thing to do, where fans are allowed to upload photos taken at live events. A nude photo of former WWE diva Tiffany and her Playboy modeling days was uploaded to the website that morning, garnering attention online. Users then started to bombard the section with several tawdry images, including graphic stills of Chyna's naughty bits from her 2004 adult film, causing WWE to hastily take the website offline.
Yeah, well, I couldn't foresee something like that happening at all.
Yeah, who would have predicted wrestling fans ruining it for everybody? Good Lord. Yeah. Why is that the first thing? It's like, whoa, we can post images and they're not moderating this or whatever. Nudes, bro. Bro, share porn. That'll be funny. Kids might see it. It's pathetic. Keeping on WWE here, WWE.com has an interesting article up on the history of both of the Sin Caras, including the images with the Mystico stage name. CMLL and AAA were mentioned a number of times throughout the article, which is quite unusual. Yeah, it was, what was it, Sin Cara Negro and Sin Cara Azul or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a Mattel figure of Sin Cara Negro.
Never wanted any of them because didn't care about them.
I always loved Sin Cara. I'll say this. I loved the idea of Sin Cara. But when he got in the ring,
a luchador?
Yeah, I mean, I liked him I liked Mystico. And then I was like all hyped. I'm like, he looks so cool. I like the name. He had a cool entrance. And then that damn bell rang.
I hated that blue light, dude.
Yeah, the frickin' light over the ring was dumb.
That's what took me away. It's like, why?
Yep. And people still argue about that. They were like, well, supposedly it was to, mask his botches and whatever. It's like, okay, it's not in the total dark. You can see. Whatever. Supposedly that's why they put him on SmackDown, too, because it wasn't live at the time, so they could edit his matches.
Just edit it out. It saved a lot of time.
Yeah, right. And this is like a big deal. You remember there was like big articles posted about it, and that was like the origin of Triple H pointing at somebody in a picture.
I don't remember that, honestly, but...
Yeah, they made like a big deal out of it. They were like, it was a huge score. We got Mystico, and we're changing his name. And they had a picture of Triple H with his arm around him and pointing at him and everything, like they abused the crap out of in NXT. So, yeah. Can you imagine if Vince McMahon started that back in the day? Like every time he stole a territory talent, he just takes a picture of his arm around him and pointing at him.
Yeah, but it might be like a slap in the face to guys like Vern or Crockett,
Yeah, he's like, I got your talent, pal. Well, except for Duggan. He's just here. Anyway.
That was a hot one, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's who Bill Watts was going to build his territory around. Jim Duggan. When he left, so did the territory.
It's okay, we can laugh. He's cancer-free now, by the way. So
yeah. Yes, anybody out there that doesn't know yet, yeah, he's healthy, so that's good to know. We joke about him or whatever, but he's still a legend.
Guy,
Oh yeah, we're not Dave Meltzer, okay?
Yeah, you don't like Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, please die.
Real words, folks.
Yep.
I screen cap it. I still have it.
Good Lord, yeah. Just so you
I'm
can
waiting to send it to him one day, and then because that's gonna be my last one. I only got one chance left with him.
Right.
I might be just saving that for like the atomic bomb for when he blocks me.
Well, yeah, save it up, man. You know, it's got to be a good one. I wonder if he keeps if he's got a notebook with your name in it.
Yeah, it was probably one of those papers on the ground that you saw on Dark Side of the Ring. It's like it's in there.
Yeah, the ones that go up to his knees.
This is my crap list, and he's on it. He says one more thing, he's blocked, and he loses the privilege of seeing me. First of all, I don't follow the idiot. I want to make that clear. I do not, but I sent that picture that you messaged me about his checklist. And, oh, man.
I don't think I follow him, but people will share his crap, and I'll say, I don't have him blocked, so if somebody shares his stuff, I'll see it, but that's about it. Well, we were just talking about this guy and his now ex-wife the other day. The Huffington Post has a video up discussing that David Otunga and Jennifer Hudson are having some issues during their engagement due to there being a disagreement over the prenuptial agreement.
Should that have been a tail right there?
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, what do you mean we need a prenup? Like, well, again, that further plays into my theory that he was mediocre at best.
I mean, who was going to benefit from that prenup? Definitely him.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he had everything to lose in that marriage. I can't even say that with a straight face. I just... All right, this one, we don't know this guy, but it's just like such a wild story out of Mexico. I had to frickin' share it. I was like, hot damn. Police arrested former Mexican professional wrestler Jose Alberto Lara.
Okay, that sounds like Joe Smith, like in America.
Right. Jose Alberto Lara, I don't know. I can't pronounce it. But he's professionally known as El Voltage or Voltage on Tuesday, and he was accused of being one of the 4 members of the Zetas drug cartel who planned the casino arson that killed 52 people. According to the Associated Press, Lara was captured with 2 other men Tuesday in northern Mexico and flown to Mexico City, where he was shown to the news media. Gunmen entered the Casino Royale in Monterrey, Mexico on August 25th, spread gasoline and set the building on fire, trapping and asphyxiating dozens in what is believed to be a case of extortion.
You weren't lying. You said a mouthful with that.
Yeah. Wait, you mean Mexican drug cartel issues? No. I don't
the
believe
original
it.
El Chapo.
Yeah, right. No El Chapo, it's El Voltage. My gosh. I don't have a whole lot of news and notes this week, so I'm down to my final couple stories here. This one is another depressing ass one, but, you know, he's pulled the nose up since here, so, you know, we don't have to look back on it too badly. Kurt Angle's DUI charge was reduced to reckless driving by the Warren County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office in Virginia, according to a report on NVDaily.com. While the charge was reduced, reckless driving carries a maximum of 1 year in jail and a $2,500 fine, which is the same first-degree offense penalty as a DUI. Angle was arrested last month for DUI in Front Royal, Virginia. Police had received a third-party call stating that Angle's vehicle was swerving all over the road. A state trooper stated that he observed Angle's vehicle weaving and driving down the center line while following it for about half a mile before pulling him over. Oh, man.
That's insane.
Yeah. I didn't know. Well, maybe I did know that he got busted for drinking and driving, and I just forgot.
Hasn't it been like 4 or 5 times at this point?
I don't remember. I mean, like
right now, as we speak, I don't know what time that was, but like, he's got quite a few on his rap now.
Yeah. He's had a lot of issues, and, well, this was a bad time in Kurt Angle's life for many reasons. So, I mean, he's been very public about it, so it's not like we're, you know, kicking a guy who, you know, it's like, oh, he didn't want this stuff out there and shared and whatever. It's like, I mean, He's talked about it multiple times. And this is the first Kurt Angle in TNA story we have where it's not him just taking a dump all over Triple H or Vince McMahon or, some other WWE personnel. So there's that.
Don't worry, it's coming.
Yeah, right. They made me do it. Last story here. Hulk Hogan has renewed his contract with TNA Wrestling. Specifics of the agreement were not disclosed, though company officials wanted the deal finalized prior to his scheduled match at Bound for Glory.
I'm certain, Dave Meltzer knows the details.
Oh, well, yeah, he was in the room, Greg. I don't know where Terry Taylor was at this point. Otherwise, he would have definitely had details. Not correct details, but details. Good grief. Anyway. All right, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're diving into TNA Final Resolution 2011. Right after this.
Follow us on Twitter at @mainevent_marks, Instagram at @mainevent_marks, and at @maineventcollector, and Facebook at facebook.com/maineventmarkspod.
This message is brought to you by Belly Up Sports. No, just kidding. This is not an NWO promo. This is just me, Kyle Sullivan, aka Shaggy Von Doom, the host of Here in Puckburg on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. I have a hockey podcast where we talk about hockey fandom and the love of the game and where that leads you in this game we call life. Why am I on Main Event Marks telling you about this? Well, what if I told you I had one half of the world's greatest tag team, otherwise known as the Main Event Marks, the one and only Greg, Superfly Greg. He was on, and he was talking about his love of the game. So you might want to come over and check that episode out. And if you like what you hear, you can check out the rest of our incredible episodes with our incredible hockey community, from PHF athletes, ESPN personalities, fathers of NHL players, and a whole lot more. Come by, follow the show, give a like, give a subscribe, and it'd be great to have you here in Puckburg. But enough about me. Let's get back to what you're really here for, the Main Event Marks, because they are the cream of the crop. Oh yeah.
The Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts. Go to our link tree at linktr.ee/maineventmarks.
And we're back.
We're back.
Time to dive into TNA Final Resolution 2011. It took place on December 11th, 2011 at the Impact Wrestling Zone in Orlando, Florida. Total attendance 1,100. Pay-per-view buy rate, I can't believe this, but it's reported everywhere. 8,000 buys. How is that possible?
Just so I know, when you say you can't believe that, do you mean you can't believe it's that low? Or 8,000 people bought this?
I can't, you only had 8,000 buys? I realize they weren't doing amazing here, but damn. I thought it would be way more than that. Usually they get around 50,000 some, so that blows my mind. Unless they misreported it and they meant 80,000, but wow. Anyway, the opening package for the show has footage of members of Bobby Roode's family saying that they can't reach him, and he wasn't brought up to cheat. Everyone keeps talking about how selfish Bobby Roode is now. You notice they kept just hammering that word home. Oh, he's selfish. He's such a selfish person.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to come into play with his new shirt and everything.
Which I own. That's the only Bobby Roode shirt I have, is that whole, speech about how he's the leader of the selfish generation and whatever. First match here. And
now he teams with Dolph Ziggler, by the way. It's like he came full circle.
Yeah, the selfish show-offs. I smell branding. No, maybe? I don't know. Anyway.
Smells like a clearance shirt at best.
Yeah, well.
I'd buy it when it was on clearance.
Of course you would, yeah. First match we got here is Rob Van Dam taking on Christopher Daniels. The match that went 9 minutes 45 seconds. In the end,
it went 4 minutes 20 seconds.
Yeah, wow. In the end, In the end, Rob Van Dam knocks Christopher Daniels off the top rope, hits the 5-star frog splash, and wins. Uncle Dave gave it 1 3/4 of a star. Something shaved off just a quarter. I don't know what it was, but
probably when he moved the Angel's wings and lost his arm.
Maybe.
Can't do that.
I gave it an even 2. I was shocked that this match was so average between these guys. What do you say?
I gave it 2. I was like, wow, this match, and it was the opener too. I would expect this match as an opener to be like 4 at least with these two.
Yeah, I know these guys just are fantastic.
Daniel still looks amazing.
And it was sad when I found out. I guess Rob Van Dam isn't wrestling or doing anything anymore because he said he's having like real bad memory issues, probably because of CTE and stuff like that.
Well,
so he's.
I'll leave it alone.
I know the obvious weed, whatever. But he also said that's why he doesn't do stand-up comedy anymore. He was doing that for a while, but he said he can't even remember his act anymore. So.
Well, go back and watch his stuff, man. You can see he takes like multiple blows to the damn head before WWE.
Oh, yeah. Sabu would throw chairs at his face. So there you go. I don't know. That's sad though, man. He's not even that old. I mean, for a wrestler, he's damn old, but he's not like ancient or anything. But Jeremy Borash is backstage and interviews Mickie James about her upcoming match with Gail Kim. How Roll Tide was Mickie looking?
That's a really redundant statement, but yes.
Oh yeah, she was all the way live. But Mickie James says that Gail has politicked and hid since coming back to TNA, and she won't stand for it. Tonight, she finally gets her hands on Gail Kim. Yeah.
I buy that.
Yeah, right. But all right, up next we get this. It's not to overhype it or anything. It's Robbie E with Robbie T in his corner, defending the TNA television title on pay-per-view against Eric Young in 7.5 minutes.
Robbie E right now is doing the best stuff of his whole career as we speak.
Yeah.
And it's in a non-wrestling role. What does that tell you?
I did not, I was never entertained by his wrestling. Ever. He entertained me at various times, never once in the ring.
Well, I, first of all, thought Jersey Shore was stupid. It was like horrible. Yeah. And anybody would base something off that. It's already a loss to me.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even that special. It wasn't that good.
No.
Now, Robert Stone, not as a wrestler, but as a manager, like he's entertaining to watch.
I will say this. I got to take something back. I was a little entertained by the bromans. Separately, I didn't give a crap about either one of those guys, but together, I thought they made an entertaining team. Especially with
just like male strippers, right? Essentially.
Yeah. They were just metrosexual kind of dudes, and they had DJ Z in the corner.
Who also is doing the best work of his career right now.
Yeah, right. I know.
Only both in NXT, but.
After he was such just a goofy character for his whole effing career, now he's, kind of a serious dude in NXT, and when I first saw him in that role, I was like, no freaking way. But it's working, man. I like, what is it, Legado del Fantasma?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty sweet.
Even though, not to pull the curtain back, he's Filipino and not Mexican, but whatever, it works.
Whatever, you know what? He's Hispanic, Greg. It works. But anyway, Eric Young keeps walking around outside of the ring, tying up with people in the front row. God, that he did this.
I completely forgot all about this. I feel like my memories of him are Team Canada, Don't Fire Eric, Super Eric, and then Sanity / Violent by Design will do it now. So I completely forgot about this one. Oh, and then I actually forget about when he was bad in that group of
World Elite.
non-American. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not anti-American, right? They were just all non-American, right? Something like that.
They were anti-America, sorta, because he had that rule for a while where he would only defend the title outside of America against non-American talent.
Right.
So.
But all of them were non-American, though, right?
Oh, yeah. He had Davari or Sheikh Abdul Bashir or whatever the hell his name was, and
right?
Yeah, Rob Terry. The funny thing about not funny, but unfortunate thing about the Sheikh Abdul Bashir is you hear it sounds like Suicide Bombers or something at the beginning of his theme song. It's
wasn't it a plane flying?
Yeah, that was it. The plane flying into it. I was like, oh my gosh, why? And he comes out wearing camo pants, he's.
You think even Russo would veto that because he's from New York? You would think.
Yeah, I know. It's nobody thought this sounded bad. They were maybe there wasn't one dude that raised his hand.
This was 2010, so it's been 9 years. Yeah, right. People forgot.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's been long enough. Get over it.
Stupid asses.
I know. But before the match starts, Eric takes off his shorts to reveal his skimpy trunks. God. So we're already
white ass body.
Yep. So we got
not to go back and at least get a tan on that damn thing.
So we got the goofy dude tying up with people in the front row and then taking his pants off. And on the other side of the ring, we got the guy who thinks he's off the cast of the Jersey Shore. Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Well, going off of the first thing you said about Eric Young, I mean, Ric Flair made a career off doing most of that. Taking his pants off, doing crazy stuff with people.
Good Lord.
You joke, but there's a Hall of Famer in there, so there you go.
Yeah, but people cared about Rick. No offense to Eric Young, but seriously, he didn't draw a dime. Robbie T gets involved at one point.
Don't fire Eric a million times. Never drew a dime. Should have fired him.
Good Lord. Took a bump for his pyro a million times. Never drew a dime. Robbie T gets involved at one point, and Eric Young picks both Robbies up on his shoulders, but drops them. Robbie E then hits a code breaker for the win. Uncle Dave and I both gave it 1.5 stars. What say you?
I gave it a star. Look, I'm not going to lie.
Good.
I was laughing at some of the stuff Eric Young was doing.
Yeah,
not even ironically. I was thoroughly kind of entertained. I was entertained by this, bro. But then Lord. I'm I forgot. That's all he did, though.
Yep. Well, do you remember when they tried to make him their Daniel Bryan for a while?
I do.
It was
I do. It's not obvious. A coincidence with the year it happened, too, but whatever.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, it was right after the Daniel Bryan stuff, and they tried to force it, and they're like, oh, gosh, who do we got who kind of looks like Daniel Bryan, is a big underdog, and Eric Young. Do
you remember which one was it? Was it Turning Point? Something. Scott Hall no-showed?
Yeah. Was that the one where Samoa Joe cut the promo?
Yeah, and then to fill in for Scott Hall, they get Eric effing Young. So this goes back further than we're talking right now. So let's keep that in mind.
And he joins the band.
Yeah, right.
He was an actual member of the band for a while. Right.
That would actually come the next year, though. That would come or a couple of years later, I think.
Oh, was that a different time? Oh,
yeah, it was a different time. So, but it was still Eric Young. So, you're not wrong what you're saying. They wanted to get Daniel Bryan, but they were doing this stuff with him way before Daniel Bryan was not even in WWE yet. To be fair.
Hey, long-term storytelling, bro.
I mean, technically it was. I mean, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
Now, did it get accentuated when Bryan did that? Hell yes, but they were doing all this first. To be fair, so.
And just nobody gave a damn. So.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Backstage, Jeremy Borash is standing by with Devon and D'Angelo Dinero. Devon says that tonight isn't about Dinero having a weird influence over his sons, which, again, I forgot was a thing. Tonight is about
Stupid thing.
Yep. That had no payoff, by the way. I mean, it kind of did, but not really. Tonight is about being tag team champions, and Pope says that tonight is about the bling and the tag team gold.
Okay, so off the bat, Do you remember when they put these two together? They were kind of like not saying it, not even hitting it, but like wink, wink. Hey, we're both black. Let's be a team.
I don't remember that. No.
He's like, we're the same. We're not, but we are. I'm like, yeah, that's subtle. So,
yeah, we're both from New York.
I like the Pope, by the way, but this was stupid.
Oh yeah, I was always a big fan of Dinero's. You know.
I mean, I didn't care about Elijah Burke, but I don't know, Dinero was damn good. But
he sucked in WWE. I don't know what it was.
And Bubba or Bully Ray had taken off, and like Devon was literally just trying to stay afloat, I guess.
Yeah, and they acted like they were going to put his sons in the ring at some point, and that's what I was talking about. It never had a payoff because, like, I know the Pope ends up turning on his sons randomly at some point. It was like, I'm not a good guy. No,
I think they turn on him. I think.
Yeah.
There's a match between him and Devon, and the kids are coming in. Let's say they're going to strike Dad, and they beat up the Pope.
Yeah, it was weird. They kept putting Taryn and Terrell on, or not Taryn and Terrell. Or what was it? I can't remember what their names were. But Devon's sons, they kept putting them on TV.
Can't get her out of your mind, huh? Because you talked about those pics earlier.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they kept putting them on TV. I thought they were going to do something with them, but they were involved in a couple storylines. That was it.
And they were in their, obviously, they were in the Dudley's wrestling camp, right? Were they trying to do stuff with people from there because they didn't have a couple other ones?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. It's kind of like, in AEW now, you'll see all the ones pop up from the Nightmare Factory. Oh.
It's funny because actually, if you look at it, Brian Myers is doing more work for young guys than them, in my opinion. But
yeah. Well, yeah, Creative Pros.
I mean, look at they got MJF, obviously, Chris Statlander, Max Caster. I don't know if Bowens went there, but I know Caster did. So
yeah. Up next, we got Crimson and Matt Morgan defending the TNA World Tag Team titles against Devon and the Pope D'Angelo Dinero in 9 minutes 45 seconds. Again, not many notes to take about this one. In the end, Crimson and Matt Morgan hit a double choke slam on Devon for the win. Uncle Dave gave it a star. I gave it a star and a half. What say you?
I gave it a star. I loved Morgan and Crimson, though. I don't know if I liked them as a team. I don't remember if I liked them as a team at the time, but I like both guys, though.
Yeah, they were okay as a team. I didn't think they were amazing. They had a cool theme. I'll give them that.
They did. I always laughed that Crimson was the little brother of Amazing Red.
Yeah, right.
Oh, his name's Crimson, Amazing Red, red hair. Dude, it's right itself.
Yep. I was a big fan of his. I have his T-shirt, the one that looks like an Affliction shirt. I don't know. I thought he was great, and he didn't really go anywhere.
It's funny because I like both guys, but yeah, this team sucked. Like, it just sucked.
Yeah, this match wasn't. It just wasn't good. Not good. Bad. But after
worst ever.
Good grief. After the match, Pope stands in front of Devon's sons and shakes his head in disgust at Devon before walking away.
Coincidence, that's what I did with this match.
Wow. Back in the locker room, AJ Styles is getting his knee taped up while Jeremy Borash asks if he's not quite at 100% yet. AJ says he's not at 100%, he's at 200%, and he's determined to take out Roode because he destroyed Fortune. Yeah.
Fortune 4.
That's another one. I have an AJ Styles shirt and a Fortune t-shirt. Yeah, I liked Fortune. They had a lot of good talent in there. It just, it didn't go very well. But up next, we got Austin Aries defending the X Division title against Kid Cash in 12 minutes, 45 seconds.
Don't look now, folks. We have a good match.
Yeah. Well, this one is the Battle of the Assholes. The movie
the punk rock asshole and the vegan asshole. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing wrong with being vegan, whatever. That's his whole shtick now, if anyone knows.
Yeah, well, no, it's not
I'm
just that
vegan,
he's
so I'm
vegan.
better.
Yeah, he's vegan and an asshole. So it's, all wrapped up in one.
I like when, I think at the time it was Johnny Impact, he tweeted him, he goes, if you had a steak, you'd probably feel a lot better, but that was for me.
Wow. Good grief. Eat a steak and get laid and shut up. But the moves these guys are doing make it seem like they were constantly swinging for the fences. Like you said, it was a good match. Both guys keep trying to cheat. Eventually, Aries hits the brainbuster.
I completely forgot this was a heel thing.
Yeah, it worked out good because both of them had foreign objects in their trunks. Neither one of them got to use them. Finally, Aries hits the brainbuster and wins clean as a whistle. I mean, the ref was distracted, but that didn't really play into anything. So, Uncle Dave gave it only 2.5 stars. I gave it 3. What say you?
I gave it 3 as well. I really like this.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was the best thing we've seen so far.
Between going on what we know these two can do, it could have been a lot better. But I'm not saying it wasn't good.
Yeah. Well, and it was the best thing we've seen all night. So I was like, yeah, that was good.
A side note, Kid Cash is one of those guys people never talk about when they talk about great wrestlers from ECW.
Yeah.
Because they don't have many. They have some. And his name gets left off that list. That's a shame.
Yeah, I know. And then he bulked up when he went to WWE. Bulked up and chopped the hair.
Yeah, and started biting the rope as the pit bulls, because that was cool.
God dang it, we can't have you looking like Kid Rock, pal.
This is way after he was Mr. TNA, by the way. You remember that?
Yeah. What was it? Total Nonstop Attitude or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah. I just remember him riding
up to
the ring.
my knowledge, that's the first time anyone said TNA on any WWE thing, even though it wasn't a WWE thing, but it was. To my knowledge, that's the first time it's ever been said.
Wow.
And
yeah.
Of course, it'd be Joey Styles. You don't give an F.
Nope. I just remember in TNA him riding out to the ring on the back of Lance Hoyt. Right on his shoulders. But up next, we get Gail Kim defending the TNA Knockout Women's Championship against Mickie James in 7 minutes, 45 seconds.
Now, You've already said this, but I'm going to say it the other way. I'll roll tide was Gail.
Oh, yeah. Again, redundant, but yeah. And this one, I kind of wanted it to go longer. It was fine for what it was, but, whatever. Gail grabs her title and she tries to leave at one point, but gets stopped. Madison Rayne then runs down, and as Mickie James is getting in the ring, she grabs her boot. This allows Gail to hit Eat Defeat for the win. Uncle Dave gave it 2.25 stars. Something bumped it up just that 1/4. Maybe it was how gorgeous they were looking. I don't know. I gave it 2.5 stars. What do you say?
I did not like this match. I gave it 1.
Wow.
Now, there's better stuff coming, obviously, from this two, but this was, I don't know. Because I know what they're capable of, too.
Yeah. Mickie was usually involved in most of the good stuff that the women did. Well, her and Gail, either together or separate, were usually involved in most of the good stuff that the women did in TNA. After the match, Madison Rayne helps Gail Kim to her feet and celebrates with her, as Gail looks like she doesn't know what the hell's going on. Backstage, Jeremy Borash.
Oh, a damn clue where she is.
Backstage, Jeremy Borash is standing by with James Storm. James says that he's a beer-drinking ass kicker, and he's beaten Kurt Angle twice before, so he'll beat him again tonight. And that brings us to our next match here, our longest match of the night so far. It's Kurt Angle versus Cowboy James Storm in 17.5 minutes. After an awesome match, James Storm hits the last call on Kurt Angle for the win. Uncle Dave gave it 3.25 stars. He gave a lot of quarter stars this show, man. I gave it 3.5. What say you?
I gave it 3. It was way better than her Impact match.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't remember their Impact match.
It was like 20 seconds, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, so this one was really damn good. I mean, obviously, look who's in it. But, yeah, I don't know. James Storm was always like a favorite of yours and mine back in the day, so I haven't seen anything he's done in years, so. But backstage, Jeremy Borash is joined by Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett. Jeff is complaining about Sting adding a stipulation to his upcoming cage match. Sting finally comes up with handcuffs and specifies that if Jeff Jarrett loses, either he or Karen are fired. He then looks at Karen, jingles the handcuffs, and asks, "Are you ready, Karen?" before walking off. Out of context.
What a time to hear the line Karen, huh?
Yeah, right. Out of context, that clip could be really creepy.
Yep.
Yeah. But up next is our next main event. It is it's the Battle of the Jeffs. Jeff Jarrett with Karen Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy. It is a steel cage match that if Jarrett loses, either he or Karen are fired. It went 9 minutes, 45 seconds. Sting comes out before the match and handcuffs himself to Karen Jarrett. At one point, Hardy is trying to get out of the cage door. Jarrett throws Jeff Hardy into the door, causing it to smack Sting in the face, knocking him down. Karen then takes his time to get the handcuff key out of Sting's pocket and set herself free. Before she can hand Jarrett his guitar, though, Sting picks him up and carries her away, kicking and screaming. Hardy then hits the twist of fate and wins. Uncle Dave gave it 3.25 stars. I gave it 3. What say you?
I gave it 2. It was just okay.
It was a cage match between two pretty good wrestlers. It's like it went under 10 minutes. It was just okay. I don't know. Like I said, I still gave it 3, but it's like, what the hell, man?
I always thought the cage match was supposed to be the big blow-off, and this didn't feel like a blow-off.
Yeah. I feel like Jeff Jarrett had like 1 million cage matches in TNA.
Oh, one a year, I think.
Yeah, at least. But after the match, Sting celebrates with Jeff Hardy before grabbing the mic and telling Jeff and Karen Jarrett, 4 days from now, on Impact, someone's getting fired. As Karen screams, "No!" Good Lord. By the way, speaking of Roll Tide, man, Karen Jarrett.
All
she was
the way
all
live.
Damn straight. But all right, we're going to take our second to last break. When we come back, it's main event time right after this.
Follow us on Twitter at @mainevent_marks, Instagram at @mainevent_marks, and at @maineventcollector, and Facebook at facebook.com/maineventmarkspod.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Thomas, and what's your name?
I'm Alan.
Alan.
Oh, yeah. We're brothers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot
The
that.
same mother and father.
Your room was...
Oh, we shared the room.
Shared a room.
We shared a room.
Thought I knew your face.
Yeah,
from
we go
somewhere.
way back, mate. Yeah.
We should do a podcast then.
We have.
We do a podcast.
We do a podcast.
What's it called?
The
Roadcast.
Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah. Well.
What do we do?
Well, we cover all different things in the world of pop culture. We're talking about comic books, we're talking about professional wrestling, and we're talking about movies. Go back and watch classic retro wrestling events, the likes of WWE, WCW, and if you do like that, you can check us out on Apple iTunes, also on Podbean, Anchor, and on Podknife. Also check us out on Twitter at The Broadcast. That's BROKAST. They nearly stuffed up the ending.
No, it's all right. Good on you.
Yeah. Instagram also at The Broadcast Podcast.
Yeah, but we don't spell it with a C. We spell it with a K.
Sorry, mate.
Take it easy.
The main event marks are available wherever you get podcasts. Go to our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Backstage, Jeremy Borash is standing by with Bobby Roode. Bobby says that over the past few months, he's been called many things, but I like how the first two things he's like, I've been called many things. Bobby, Robert. I would have liked if he went down the whole list, like Rob, Robbie, Bob. I would have popped. Yeah, right. But he says, that tonight he'll be known as the king of the Iron Man matches. He then tells Sting that since he likes throwing his weight around, he needs to know that he spits in the face of authority, referencing when he spit in Dixie Carter's face. That was weird, by the way. They always had him doing, like, really sexist things in TNA. You notice that?
Not till now, yeah.
There was this. There was that whole storyline with Tracy Brooks that was effed up. It's just... But anyway, getting into the actual main event, it's Bobby Roode defending his TNA World Heavyweight Title against AJ Styles in a 30-man Iron Man match. Or 30-minute Iron Man match, excuse me. Bobby gets the first fall by tripping AJ on the second rope and rolling him up for the pin. Roode then starts attacking AJ's bad knee. Roode takes fall number 2 when he makes Styles tap out to the figure 4. AJ Styles takes his first fall by making Roode tap out to the crippler crossface. That was random. AJ ties it up with a cradle pin. Styles then goes up 3-2 after a springboard 450 into a pinfall. Roode now ties it up with Styles with a sunset, when Styles tries a sunset flip, but Roode trapped Styles' shoulders to the mat, grabs the ropes, and the referee counts 3 without seeing Roode hold onto the ropes. Finally, the time runs out and we get a draw.
Because, we didn't see that coming.
Yeah. And no sudden death either. Just, nope, it's a draw. Seen a lot of that lately, huh, Greg? But Uncle Dave and I both gave this 3.5 stars. What say you?
I gave it 3. Loved it, but I don't know. Kind of dragged at times. Odd as that sounds.
Yeah. And it could have been 4, but just, I don't know, there's something to be said for that ending, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what?
I'm glad they didn't go cliche on how they always do with these kind of matches. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's, like this past week on, at winter is coming for AEW, we were talking about, it's like it was a great match, and then at the very end, they had to screw it up with that, another freaking time limit draw. Like, wow.
I always think about what Bischoff says. Like, you have an amazing movie, but if you have a horrible finish, that's what all people are going to be talking about when they leave the theater.
Oh, yeah. People are like, what the hell was that ending? But Bobby Roode rolls out of the ring and leaves with the TNA World Title. AJ, frustrated, shouts for Sting. The show comes to a close. And that's it. So we're going to take our final break of the podcast. When we come back, we're going to tell you the final ratings and what's to come this Friday, because double main event week, and next week to close out the year.
Follow us on Twitter at @mainevent_marks, Instagram at @mainevent_marks, and at @maineventcollector, and Facebook at facebook.com/maineventmarkspod.
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper of TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. Expert fantasy advice, free contests, leading expert medical and legal analysis, and most importantly, you. Interact with us on all social media platforms or check us out at tssfantasy.com. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Check out the fun today and be a part of the most interactive fantasy show around. TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
The main event marks are available wherever you get podcasts. Go to our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks.
And we're back. Final ratings time. Internet Movie Database gave this show 5.8 out of 10. CageMatch.net gave it 6.27 out of 10. I give it 7.5 out of 10 for a C. What say you?
I'll give it a C+.
Yeah, I mean, there were, three good matches on here? Maybe 4? I don't know. The show wasn't all that great. I felt like it dragged at times, but it didn't suck. I've seen way worse. So I don't know. It was what it was. But that wraps up our first show of the week, man. But we've got one more this Friday, for Christmas Eve, we're bringing you something very special. It is our exclusive interview with John Rezzy. You may have seen him on Dark Side of the Ring, seen him on the Jim Cornette podcast, and all over the place. He's been in and around wrestling for a long, long time. We talked to him about that. We talked to him about baseball, his time in country music, and a ton of other stuff. So, and you and I are going to try to give him actually see him in person and say hi when we go to SummerSlam.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow. And oddly enough, I mean, it's not a huge driving distance, but I'm actually closer to Nashville than I am to Chicago. So there's something to be said about that. So I'm looking forward to not having quite such a long drive. But yeah, so that's coming up this Friday. That's your Christmas present, one and all. The bonus episode. We're throwing you a freaking bonus, which is wrapped up all nice and neat. But we're closing out the year. Next week, December 29th, is WCW Starrcade 1998. I don't know what to say about this one, man.
It's beginning of the end.
Yeah, I'll say this. It was a show. It happened. It took place. And we're going to talk about it. I think that covers it,
Fair.
Yeah. So, anyway.
It's funny. They could have rebooted it from this, but then, yeah, we know what's coming.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, nothing good. It keeps tanking from here, man. You think the end of 98 was like a shining light compared to what 99 was.
Yep.
But all right. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for joining me today, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to check out all of our links to all of our merch stores, podcast links, YouTube, and our social media. It is all on linktr.ee/main event marks. Check it out. We'll see you this Friday with our interview with John Rezzy, and next Wednesday with WCW Starrcade 1998.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!